Something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. Name of the company, Aerotine International. It is a cutting-edge, high-tech firm.
Here we go. Mike McDaniel is officially on the hot seat. His days are numbered. I'm going to cover that here. I got film for you tomorrow, but this is the real deal. This is the most important story. Mike McDaniel is all over the news. He's on the hot seat. He had a meeting with Ross, and all Ross said is he's not happy. And now, everywhere you're looking, Mike McDaniel is on the hot seat. So I want to cover this here. I got a few things for you. But before I get started, I'd like you to listen to Sims when he said this a few months ago.
And Brian Flores tried to change the culture. It's hard to do it when the powers to be above you won't let the culture change because it's going to infringe on their little territory. Wait, I'm up here with the owner in the box, and he's trying to change things and make me do something else. Get his ass out of here and fire him. We'll bring in the next guy who's going to listen to me. And that's what it feels like down in Miami. And that's where I feel for Mike McDaniel a little bit.
So this is something I've talked about, the suit hustle. It's not that McDaniel shouldn't be fired. He should. He's not good. But remember, we brought him here knowing he was our fourth option. He wasn't prepared. And we asked him to win now. Grier built around it. No offensive line. Things I've gone over years. So how'd you set him up? So what's going to happen here now? McDaniel should be fired. But who are we going to get to replace him? That will be interesting. But I told you about the vilification of somebody and the sacrifice of somebody. So something underneath that you don't want people to focus on and don't want to change will continue. It's all right, we told you what to do. So McDaniel will be sacrificed. I think Grier will ultimately be sacrificed, but the sacrifice maybe will be where Chris Grier, after a long, stellar tenure with the Dolphins, is going to step down. We're going to promote Marvin Allen, Champ Kelly, and whether it'll be acknowledged or not, Grier will work in upper management. And so he'll join the money man and Garfunkel and Ross, who have big influence over the GM, which will be Champ or Allen, who understand what goes on here. You're not really in control. It's a corporate structure. The fans will be happy that McDaniel's gone. Fans will be happy Grier's gone, and they should be, especially for Grier. And maybe they'll be happy about who to get in here. It'll be a tough guy. You're seeing over here Rex Ryan. Speculators a possibility of Steven if fires McDaniel. You can see over here Finn's extra. Tensions are starting to boil over within the Miami Dolphins front office and ownership. And Mike McDaniel's on very thin ice following the loss to the Panthers. How is Grier not on a hot seat? Now, I'm sure he is in theory. I'm sure it gets leaked out. And Al from 3 Yards Per Carry talked a while ago in the offseason how he'll be fired and promoted and move up. He's not going anywhere. Even if he does and he's not promoted, it's still going to be the money man, Garfunkel and Ross, really having lots of influence over Champ, over Marvin Allen. And you're going to get a repeat process. But the hot seat really, before McDaniel, before two, if you want to, he'll be gone either at the end of the season or more likely next year when it's not cost prohibitive. We'll get a high pick this year and get the quarterback. So there'll be a lot of hopium. We got rid of McDaniel. We got rid of Tua. We got rid of Grier. We're on our way. And you know what it's for. And that's not going to be the case. We've drafted so poorly, built so poorly. Mike McDaniel had a little bit of influence. Flores had a little bit of influence. You were told at different points they were in charge. It's not the truth. And so you're going to have a compromised top. Now, the good news is getting off McDaniel, getting off Grier, and even getting off two, who I think can play and be successful, but the gutting because of our finances and how bad this roster is, you don't want to carry an expensive quarterback who's got an injury history in that kind of build. You need the quarterback contract as you're rebuilding. Really, you probably want a quarterback in 27 because it's going to take till 28 or so to get this roster right. So we'll be better. We'll be better, but the core issues at the top that ownership is hustling us perpetually and has interference over the GM, and the GM is not really in charge, and you'll probably have Grier as an influence, really mutes the possibilities of what Champ can do, which I'm not really super high on him. Marvin Allen, who I like for a lot of reasons, but I'm not super high on him. I mean, I think we should go out and say, hey, look, the most important position in the NFL is the GM. We want a competition. We want the best guy out there. We're not just going to promote within. We want somebody, we want to get the best guy possible. If that happens, maybe I'll change my tune, but I highly, highly doubt it. And so you're going to get a lesser opportunity for your GM, who again will be influenced. And we're going to have to go to the bottom of the barrel, because any real coach worth his salt, if he sees us promoting within and knows what's happening on the top with Grier involved, is not really going to want to come here. We had Flores, and he was the tough guy. And then there was all the talk about him being a bad guy with dead bodies in basement. But I still say, who forced Tua in? It wasn't him. Gailey, we had Gailey, who was very good, and he felt like he wasn't wanted here. A fake Sheffer account said he was fired when he wasn't fired, and he left. Fangio was here, and we broke our sack record. And whether he wanted to go or not, he had people showing up to his practice field that he didn't even know were coming because Grier was being passive-aggressive to him. And when he left, he got on the way out, he was a bitter old man. So really, who are you going to get in here? Are you going to promote Weaver from within? I don't know. So this is the deal. But think of it this way. Back to Grier. One last little part here. Here's from Minka. Minka on Kenneth Grant. Early struggles. If anybody has to push you in order to reveal that you need to be better, when it's clear you need to be better, when it's clear you aren't doing well, then you're in a bad spot. So essentially he's saying Grant's not working hard enough. He's not fully invested. He's our 13th overall pick. Think Mike McDaniel chose him? And think about how bad we thought this roster was. They didn't say it's a reset because they wanted to keep expectations on McDaniel. They fluffed the stuff around, had lots of people pushing how this team would be good, so the fans will go, we're supposed to be good. And when we fail, then it's on the coaches. And Grier still hasn't really gotten the heat he deserves. Then you can force out McDaniel. Yay, we're doing good. Then you can tell Grier to step down. Yay, we're doing good. And then maybe you can get rid of Tua if that's what the media push needs to keep what's going on at the top going, and the hopium cycle of a new quarterback and all this change. This was set up.
Welcome, my son. Come to the machine.
Beal said you can't spend. You can't spend, and you got this terrible roster, but you're expected to win. You give over 250 yards on the ground. Your offensive line stinks. Your top pick, he's not working hard. And then your second pick is playing terrible. He's the worst in the league. Other than that, Miss Lincoln, how is the play? That's what's going to happen. We will be a little bit better just by addition, by subtraction, but it's not what we need. We need somebody who's got so much gravitas. He tells the Ross and his cronies back off. He knows what to do to make the good decisions at GM. He can get the right coach in here, and they're in control of football operations. And the money man can do the money, and Ross can do the boss things, and then Garfunkel could do the promotion. But that's not what's going to happen. Suit, hustle. Here you go. That will be the first domino fall. Let's see what happens with Grier, whether he stays, the Teflon Don stays, or he gets promoted up, and see what we do with this GM. But it's clear. We'll get a top pick. If you want to out, you'll have the quarterback to do it. 66% chance you get the wrong quarterback anyway. So that's the deal, guys.
People of France are hungry.
Let them eat cake.
Understand the reality of the situation. I've resolved myself just to cover it as is. I'm never going to deny the truth as long as this thing's not fixed to the top. But you just got to cover it the way it is. You got a crackhead son. You love him anyway. You know he's a crackhead. He's not stopping his crack. And you just got to accept him where he's at. And that's what we're doing here. Suit Hustle Trio coming to you soon in 3 to 4 years, most likely. Let's just hope it's a better time than this last little run. We can get a playoff win. We'll see. Anyway, Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.